Underdog Daily with the Badge Bros, Jon and Nez, and we're back. We are so back. Sorry about yesterday. Completely out of our control. The whole internet crashed. It was kind of unfortunate too because I was in a really good mood, and I was telling Nez that everyone was doing super sharp stuff. Like we were doing some stuff behind closed doors. People were talking about the new legendary upside S words. Hayden was dropping knowledge on Davis's stream, and I told Nez, I was like, I just want to come out here, turn our brains off and just old school dunce cap rip some NFL drafts together. So we're gonna have to roll that over to today, Nez, because it's Friday, man. I'm feeling good. I just want to draft like with my friends, like just boys being boys.
Simple. I think we can still execute. I don't think there's anything deterring us from doing what we wanted to do yesterday.
Absolutely, bro. That's what I'm about, man. Yeah, StreamYard, we're back, baby. Bindles knows it. He knows it all too well that we are back in a big, big way. Nez, yeah, man, we got lots of stuff to talk about. We got obviously some OTA stuff that we could talk about when we original mandatory workout stuff that we could talk about as we get through the football drafts there. We got Underdog breaking up the MLB slate again for us so that the night slate and the day slate are distinctly different, which is pretty cool. And I don't think it dilutes the talent pool at all for baseball comparative to basketball. Yeah, I don't know. Just thoughts on what's going down on the platform right now.
Yeah, I think the baseball slate being split is I just think it works and it makes a lot of sense for Underdog and these draft games. It's just not as viable to get volume in when there are so many options to pick from. It really does inhibit volume unless there's a Giga Chalk team on that slate, in which case it's probably not a good idea. Today was a great idea, in my opinion. I think that the main slate is stacked, it's loaded, really easy to draft today. And I think that they only gained from cutting off those late games tonight. My only, and I don't have a lot of time to draft the dad, but I guess my only, thing I could complain about is like I wish the dad was bigger because it's those are players that we don't have any exposure to, and could potentially be a lot of fun to get involved in. But it is Friday. I get the risk tolerance play on their end of things by making it only 10K. But yeah, overall I think it was I think today was a great split slate day.
Yeah, and they're still figuring it out, right? Like price point wise and that stuff, because this is an experimental window. This is only second time they've done it. Tuesday, like a traditionally slow fill rate day, was the only other day in which they did do it. But yeah, man, like in basketball, when you take Joker off the slate, you take Wemby off the slate, some of those like late game guys, it can kind of make like for really unbalanced slates. In this instance with baseball, it makes for like really competitive two separate slates, just distinctly different,
Exactly. It's much more viable here, and I think I think it's going to work. I mean, it worked Tuesday filled before lock.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, couple things to talk through at the jump here. We'll do some past winners. We'll do NBA pick'em to start it off. We got to run back the extendor. Damn, Miles Turner going like 1 for his first 10 or whatever it was last time out, because we were a 1-3 away from taking home one of those two pick'ems that we built on stream on Wednesday. I guess it was Wednesday was the last game. Wednesday, I think. Yeah, but we'll get to that one. But I wanted to share with everybody that we got a new promo. We got the sprint promo out here, very similar to the marathon one, in which they did. You run 7 teams and you get 25 in bonus cash back for that, and that can be spent how you see fit on the site. You could use it to get one more sprint in there. You could use it to get 5 SuperFlex puppies. You could use it to have 1 extra BBM entry. So as we were promised throughout the summer, these random little sprinklings, and you have until 11:59 p.m. Eastern time on Monday, I believe. That's the 16th, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, June 16th.
Nice. Yeah, awesome. I was really excited to see that. I hit 5 slows, and I'm going to do 2 fasts before Monday to get my promo in.
Okay. You know what, Nez? I'm not going to come on this program and be upstaged by my guy already taking care of business like this. Your boy's got to get in here and take care of business too. We got to load up on slow season. I'm going to put my 7 in right there. So if you want to draft alongside me, there you go. The next 7
Oh,
there. The next 7 sprints are with your boy.
jeez.
There we go,
Dude's,
buddy.
dude's not to be upstaged. Wow.
Not to be upstaged.
I'm impressed.
Nez, did you watch Puck last night?
I did. I watched the tying goal and the game-winning goal.
Yeah, great game. Up 3 Cobb in the first period there. Unfortunate for my guy Troy Stetcher there. Didn't play a whole lot after the third goal was not really his fault, but it was kind of his fault. And then he took the beating in terms of ice time for that. I was really excited to see a local kid who we've been on the ice with and stuff like that get some burn in the finals. I was really excited about that. But got together with some of the boys, watched that one. Really fun game, man. To be down Edmonton down 3-0 and then come all the way back. And then for the last second goal to push it to overtime, yet another overtime game. NHL finals, man, Stanley Cup finals have been absolutely incredible.
Yeah, for sure. That was, I mean, what a comeback. And then, yeah, I mean, the Stanley Cup finals have had it all. I mean, this has been clearly the better of the 2 championships right now.
Yeah, although I won't discredit, we haven't spoken since the last OKC game. We were both ready to write off the Pacers, and the Pacers, man, at this point, team of destiny with this TJ McConnell shit and what's going down, like just truly electric. We talked about how much we liked Benny Math and the spot that he was in and put him in one of the pick'em entries there. Benny Math went nuke in that game. Just not something I expected where like Pacers bench could have that great an impact against OKC, man. Yeah, me thinks Carlisle's out coaching right now. And yeah, it's man, we maybe shouldn't have been so dismissive of the Pacers. I still think it's OKC in 6 or 7, but like, man, these Pacers are showing some fight right now.
Carlisle's running circles around Dangnall right now. I mean,
yeah,
it's not even close, right? It's not even close. And I mean, you know what, John? I think they need you in a suit on the sidelines there, coaching the Thunder. I mean, more and more people are suggesting that the Thunder run double big.
It's their number one advantage that you could circle before the series started, in my opinion. And the one game in which OKC has won, that game too, they murdered the bench run by going double big. You know, they got Turner in a little bit of foul trouble. Turner was then sitting out for a bit, and they ran that double big lineup to close the first quarter and to start the second for a little bit of extended. And then they did, Kendrick was getting some burn mixed in there with like a 3-man big rotation. I don't know. I say you have to go to it, man. Like, yeah, I think it's the best card to play right now. And like, you can give up some corner threes and some corner looks to, Naismith and Obi Toppin and stuff like this if you're protecting the rim. And I don't know though, like as much as I want to say that, they're winning ball games and Hallie hasn't even been to the free throw line in the series, so like he's not even being aggressive and attacking the basket. So there's like this push-pull in me where it's like, does protecting the rim even really matter right now? They're still getting cooked. Like it's bizarre.
Yeah, it is pretty bizarre. It's just kind of thinking about the way that the series has gone so far, and I think the fact that OKC really has like one answer offensively. It really is just like, just really having SGA only and not having anybody else step. I mean, and by anybody else, I mean, it's just J-Dub as the other, like, shot creator there. Like, that is kind of a problem, I think is a very clear issue at the moment. And when you have, the depth that Indy does, as well. I mean, it's just a recipe for disaster right now. Yeah, I mean, I'm pushing the panic button. You know, as a
Yeah.
Thunder bag holder right now, like you have to be pushing the panic button. I mean, they're not making any mistakes, and they're getting generational play out of their bench. Like,
Mhm.
you got to figure something out, man, in a hurry.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple things here that I really like in the chat here. Like Carlisle, like goated for sure, like just huge coaching advantage right now. This one I fully agree with from Clipper Nation. I said it as soon as that lineup came out for game one, where it was like, you're the best team in the NBA. You don't capitulate to the other team's roster that they are gonna presumably or did end up throwing out there and doing this Case and Wallace starting out of nowhere. I know Case and Wallace started, I think it was 18 games throughout the regular season, but how many of those were without Chet or without J-Dub or without, I don't know the splits of those lineups. When they were fully healthy, how many games did Case and Wallace truly start? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So like bending the knee prematurely to that, it just felt bad, man. It just felt
Yep.
bad from the jump there. Yeah, there's this funny too. Chet needs to drink some milk. Like, yeah, Chet's getting bodied by some of these thicker guys that are, yeah, that's definitely noticeable. I thought Chet started really, really strong. But
He
that being
did.
said, man, the two games that OKC have lost, it was 0.3 seconds in which they trailed in the entirety of the game, and then last game it was a lot more back and forth and a lot more whatever, but they were still within striking distance with 2.5 minutes left, and they played slow despite being down six. Like, it just didn't
Mhm.
make sense to me. They played slow down sticks, and then whenever they get blitzed, and they being SGA as the main handler, and he has to get rid of the ball, which they've been doing a lot and noticeably a lot in game two and game three, is blitzing SGA when he has the ball prematurely before he's even in like range to shoot kind of thing. Like once
Right.
he crosses half or something like that, the offense just like goes to die anywhere else.
Yeah, no, it's noticeable, right? They just have like really no answer other than SGA, do your thing.
Right.
Um, yeah, it's bizarre.
Yeah. Um, Dude, what should we do for this evening's ball game? I got Unimated pulled up right now. Their projections will be out in a couple minutes time here, maybe like 15 minutes or so. So we can hold off and then build the extendor with some influence from them, or we could build it from the heart right now. 228 total here. Thunder as road favorites yet again with a 6.5. It was 5.5 last time out there. Yeah, some of the market-based leans. Nothing crazy in terms of the pickup tool right now in terms of market based leans. So maybe we want to wait for the projections, or if you have personal based leans, we could go in that direction.
No, I'm definitely not like super confident in anything right now after the way game 3 just went.
Yeah.
So I don't have much right now by the way of takes for today, other than the evergreen Hallie lower, which is PRA today, 32 and a half. He's getting a victory boost, and I'll take a lower there.
Okay. I'm down to go Hallie lower, obviously. I'm down to go Hallie lower. I'm down to run it back with that Miles Turner threes thing. I'm down to run back some Benny Math stuff. Um, TJ seems priced appropriately. Um, yeah, I kind of like the notion of doing some of the assumption of rational coaching and going with like some Chet hires and some Hartenstein hires and stuff like that, where it's like, man, we got to go play these bigs more. We got to take advantage of that. Um, yeah, that's kind of where my personal leans would be.
Okay.
Um, Yeah. If there's anything in particular that jumps out to you, like Hartenstein rebounds kind of pops to me a little bit. I think Case and Wallace, like PRA lowers or like rebounds and assists lowers would pair well with that because, he barely got there last game and wasn't part of the closing lineup, even when they did play small. So there's two ways we can get home on Case and Wallace lowers is he's not part of the starting lineup and they run double big, or they run double big off of the bench and he still gets cut a little bit, or he doesn't close again where they run Caruso over him. So I think there's like 3 outs to Case and Wallace lowers that I'm kind of a fan of.
Okay.
Yeah. What about that, jumps out to you? Did I spin a narrative that you like?
Yeah, I think like Case and Wallace lowers, Caruso higher, something along those lines.
Okay.
Definitely makes sense to me.
Okay. Rebounds and assists as a lower, or rebounds or points or PRA, I guess would be the spots. My mind goes either points and assists or rebounds and assists.
Yeah, I think maybe rebounds and assists I think would probably be my vote. Get a little bit of a 0.05 boost on that as well. So take it.
Rebounds and assists, Hallie lower. And then do you prefer the Hartenstein, Chet, or Caruso? I think you said Caruso.
Yeah, I think it is Caruso for me, but let me just take a look. Yeah, Hartenstein, like, I don't know. If they haven't played him yet, I don't know when they're gonna play him more than 20 minutes, which is just bizarre. Chet is interesting too.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I would like with Chet, if we did Chet, I think would be his fantasy points.
Okay. And just do like an all-encompassing?
Yeah. That's what I think. Because like you get the ability to like capture, like you can just capture like a lot of Chet upside in a lot of various ways just because he has that stock ceiling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really good point with the stock ceiling factor. Because like, it'd be easy for us to sit here and be like, okay, 2.5 on the stocks or 1.5 on the triples because he's getting those open 3 looks and that sort of thing, especially when SGA is getting blitzed. I do think this is another sharp point in the chat from Adam that I did notice a lot last game was they were trying to attack SGA in a big way.
Just great coaching on their end for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that does bode well for SGA steal hires too.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad point if he's going to be, on ball so much.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
and if they're going to, Sorry, I cut you off. What was the other one you were going to say?
No, I just didn't know. Like, is he more of an off-ball steal guy though? Is he more of like passing lanes? I honestly don't know.
Like a strip from behind when the defense collapses in the paint kind of guy.
Right.
Yeah. Like anecdotally, I think that does sound right.
Yeah, as opposed to just being clamps.
Good shouts. Okay, cool. Well, what if we run these 3, add the extendor, make it like a 12x, and then we'll run an unabated one right after.
Okay.
Yeah, that gets us to 11x. That's a 50 max. Nobody's going to be sad with an 11x if we get these 3 plays. Hallie lowers, Case and Wallace lowers, Chet higher. All of it seems pretty good to me.
That seems pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable.
I think if I was going to do, you know what, Nez, I'm running one more from the heart right here before we do an unabated one in 6 minutes time when the projections come out. All right. I'm going back to the well with this Miles Turner 3s, man.
All right.
Like he's going to get his eventually, right? They're going to fall. He's wide open at the top over and over and over again in that screen and roll action. And then he just pops out and just gives that little kind of like that little flare right to the top there. And he's getting his 3s up. These things are going to start falling.
And it's crazy. I think this was an even multiplier last game. It was. Now it's 0.9. So that tells us that Numi's scared.
Numi's shook, man. Numi's a shook little boy right now, shaking in his boots about these Miles Turner threes.
This is us. This is us for the taking.
He knows we've been directionally accurate this whole damn time. That's one. Dude, I still like the Benny Math stuff. Like, I like the Benny Math. Like, I know the point stuff was a massive outlier last game, but I still like the Benny Math. I think his role off the bench feels so good, and they just need a guy to attack the rim when he comes in. And if you get Naismith with a little bit of foul trouble again, he can come in early. Like, I would still mix in a Benny Math here. Yeah. And then I would do a Hartenstein, because I think Hartenstein has a chance to play more today at the expense of Cason Wallace and or Caruso.
Okay, yeah, let's. We didn't do Chet yet. Let's do Chet.
Well, we did Chet.
I meant Hartenstein.
Oh, okay, sure, got it.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Benny Math points, and then we go to the Hartenstein here, and we just play it as like rebounds and assists, double factor. The points are going to be hard to get home for double for Hartenstein. We could just do the points. We're getting a little juice on the points side there. Like, he just throws up that left hand floater in the middle a couple times.
Yeah. I think that all checks out, right? If your thesis is correct, points is probably the best way to play this.
Yeah, you like points more than rebounds?
I think if you didn't do points, PRA would be next. Because for the just the 0.9x is just so unappealing to me.
Right. And we already took a 0.9x there too.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's play it through by way of the points there. All right.
I have one more for you after this.
Oh, okay. You want to put it in with these three, or do you want to start?
I absolutely don't. No. Play these three. Please share in the private chat, and then this next one is not to be put into this. Okay. This one is like, we're trying to win. We're trying. We want to share this with we want everybody to have a nice cha-ching push notification. Okay. This next one it's a long shot, but
this is the moon shooter.
Yeah. and I'll need your help with the pairing, but like, man, let's just. What if you get an OP top and double tonight? Can you dream with me?
I mean, he did look like he jumped out the gym a couple times last time out.
He does get the corner. They need some size. Yeah. Think about it. It's 12x. Like, just why not?
Dare to dream.
You know what you could. Right. Do you think you'd get in trouble if you were just like, man, I just want to play this. Like, let me just like take both sides of another like Thunder play and just like
and run it twice. Just play the OB.
You think you'd get in trouble?
I don't think we can be the guys to put our stamp of approval on it, but I do think
you might get in trouble.
It's viable. It's viable.
You might get in trouble. Okay,
yeah.
Got it. But like, dude, it's for 12x. What's wrong with having fun?
Right. Okay. So if we spin zone this narrative, if Obi Toppin's going double, it's probably because the other team's playing bigger and because Naismith is in foul trouble. We can't pair it with a Naismith lower because they're on the same team. What could we play on the other side of this that makes it make the most sense?
I don't necessarily know about making sense, but like I know how to get us to 98x.
When you play the 12xer, you gotta get it to 98x.
I mean, what's nice about this is like, okay, it's 12x times 3 because it's a 3x, so it's 36x. That limits us to like 2-point-something x. I can feel it in my bones that J-Dub like knows that he needs to deliver. I can feel it in my bones that J-Dub knows that he needs to step up and save the series. I think you just slide him to 28.5, and it's a clean 98x $11 on this gets you a cool 1K. These are just things that like, risk takers are doing. This is how you can't have fear in these markets.
All right. We're risking it. We're risking it right here. Obi Toppin on the double. J-Dub slid up to 28.5 on the points. There you go. The J-Dub versus Obi Toppin game. Nez wanted to have all the funds. That seems good. Here's cool. Chet double gets you to 50x. Juan Torres came in here and got us that Obi. No, it wasn't Obi. OG and an Obi one home a couple weeks ago, rather. So in my guy Juan Torres, we got it.
Thank you, Juan.
These are things risk takers are doing in a quote in reference to himself. Very good, Nick. Very, very good. Nez talking about himself in the third person. That is so good. Who was there's that old quote that was like a meme for years that was like a guy, old hooper talking about himself in the third person.
Oh man, I that's so vague. I wish I could remember.
You're the meme guy though. I thought maybe you could get there. All right.
More context.
Yeah, that checks out. Okay, Nez, I'm going to tie a bow on our NBA series for this evening. I'm going to take a look at the projections here. I'm not going to expose all the secret sauce right now for unabated, but just know that I'm taking a peek behind the curtain here. And give me 1 second. Their projections are now in. All right. I am thinking, you're going to like one of these. You're going to like one of these, my friend.
Let's go.
They like the Chet stuff like we do. Caruso steals. They like Pascal again for an 8% edge. They like rebounds for a guy who was in foul trouble last game. Okay, I'm going to just go to work here and cook this up for the community real quick.
Okay.
We got Naismith as rebounds higher as their number one projection edge. They have Pascal Siakam, who's just continues to show up higher on the points as their number 2 edge creator. And then we go to our beloved. They are seeing the same thing as we are with the Chet one. They don't necessarily just like points, although they do. It's a little bit further down. They like points and assists for Chet there. If you scroll the F down, you're getting 1 extra in the bonus by way of assists versus just the 15.5. So it just gives you some additional outs. That one is a 6.5 Xer of unabated's top 3 plays, 100 hard-earned US dollars from my pocket to this beautiful Black and Yellow Dog app and into the chat for you guys. Yeah, I like that. I kind of like doing one more alongside it, taking their highest play of Naismith there.
Okay.
Their highest play of the rebounds there, just hoping he doesn't get in foul trouble yet again. And, that plays into the thesis of OKC getting some double big stuff going. And then we're playing everything through Chet tonight. I'm taking my guy Juan's advice in the chat there, adding that double to that one and just playing that as a little 2 stack right there.
There we go. Let's have a night.
We just absolutely cooked for the NBA Finals. There, whole bunch of pick'ems going around there. You guys should be watering down these picks and seeing as you see. No. Play them as they lie, baby. U.S. Open
that's
week.
Right.
Play
that's
it
right.
when it lies.
It's only getting rougher.
Good, clean fun there. Actually, I didn't realize that Oakmont cut down all the trees. That's crazy. The rough's nuts, but Oakmont cutting down all the trees. Nez, last night's winners, my friend. Tell me if you've heard this one before. Car Park takes down the early slate yesterday. Big 2K score. T-Box is in second place. Jay Baconator right alongside them. JC Sala making a name for himself in the streets, being up there alongside Car Park, but Car Park taking 1, 2, 3, 4 of the top 8 spots down yet again. Shout out to our guy, Dirty Hands Clean Money, who has jumped onto the scene in a huge way over this last year.
Yeah, he just in those top 4 lineups alone, it's over like 3K. I think it's like 3.4 of of a 20K prize pool. Just not
So
sharing
good.
well with others, you know.
Yeah, not sharing well with me.
Yeah, not very nice.
Yeah.
Just crazy 2024 for Car Park. I mean, I there's just not really much else to say, man. He's doing major work right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, nice, dude. Yeah, I couldn't agree more there. You and I were talking about this a little bit behind closed doors, and permission to share forward here is just, this is the evolution and life cycle of games. We've been writing some stuff behind closed doors. There's been some sicko data stuff that stemmed from yesterday with Hayden sharing some of the BBM stuff, and all the research and stuff that we are seeing right now, even if it's just guys who come up on my Twitter feed, like the stuff that people are building out in spreadsheets behind closed doors right now, associated with these games is truly remarkable, comparably to like 3 years ago when we started these games, or like started this show and started playing these games with like 1K prize pools for MLB and stuff like that, right? And forgive me for going back to the rudimentary poker life cycle of my life, but it's so applicable here, where this used to come all the time in poker, where it's like I would have a crazy win rate, things would be great, and then all of a sudden this random screen name shows up and he beats the shit out of me for 3 straight weeks, and you go, what's this guy doing that's different? And then all of a sudden you see him at the top of the leaderboards over and over and over again. And then we discover, as the time goes, we discover something that he was doing distinctly in that window of time that he discovered before other people discovered, right? And then everybody plays catch up, and then the win rates stabilize again. So whatever Car Park's doing right now, hopefully the community plays catch up and figures out what he's doing, follows suit, and then we play, equilibrium again. And then a new name comes in, or maybe it's Car Park again who discovers, some new form of the S words, or some new form of combo mapping within these games, or optimal draft window times, or better projections. And then they go and the life cycle starts all over again, right? And it was years and years and site after site after site of finding new screen names, doing new things that then become standardized practice. So whatever Car Park's doing right now behind closed doors is clearly one level ahead right now, and that's what Sam Olsen and JT McKenzie and A. Rosen and the Wood were doing, a year ago, right? And now it just keeps leveling up like this. So we could speculate as to what it is that he's doing that's different than the field. Maybe it's not duping, maybe it's not auto drafting, maybe he's just the best at building projections behind closed doors. I don't know. We could speculate till we're blue in the face on all these things, but it's going to come out as the data comes out of what he's doing and what he's doing better than everybody else. And then everybody's going to play catch up again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, for these games specifically, it's like if you have a lot of time, then you're at a significant edge, and he obviously does. If he doesn't, like, I don't know how you're getting in the volume that he's getting in, but time in baseball specifically is like, how much time do you have? That's like one of the biggest edges in the sport. So if it's not time 101, then like, yeah, I'm at a loss.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, no, it's impressive, man. I love Car Park, man. He's super supportive of us. Always donating membies. Sending us stuff when he can. Like, he's the man. From a competitive standpoint, I'm getting a little sick of losing to this fucking guy, though. It's his I can't say I'm always, happy for the guy whenever he's out here taking all my shekels, dude. It's annoying. So I want to beat him bad, but
Yeah.
I gotta, you gotta put in the work, and
Yeah.
he's doing that.
Yeah, and I know time is a big factor as you were alluding to there. I don't intend, or I'm sure you don't intend, but just want to clarify that as a disparaging remark at all. It's just a fact
No,
where it's like anyone who's willing to work harder, because time is putting in the work, and he's just outworking guys. You know what I mean right now? Like if he's max entering an early slate, and he's max entering a late slate, and he's max entering whatever, and he's hand building it all, he is just flat out outworking us right now.
yeah, I mean, my best stretch of NBA,
Mhm.
was when I had a ton of time to dedicate to it, and I
Yeah.
was I was living on the site, living on the app, um, you know, drafting a ton, drafting it lock, doing the majority of it hand building because I had the time, and the results really showed up when I was just like I'm just I'm going hard, and
Mhm.
and and it helped, and I haven't been able to go as hard in the baseball streets as I was during like my peak NBA run, so I know what it takes to like to have this level of a run, and yeah, I would like to get back to that play style sometime.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. I do kind of like Jet's idea in the chat here. That's like I would love to see what a 20 max would do. Like this is the classic, like if I had 150, I'd win too, kind of like
Right.
mindset. But there is like a little bit more nuance to it when it comes to certain stuff. Yeah, here you go, Jeff. This is a great callback. I got my badge by studying lineups from Feed the Freezer, A. Rosen. They were kicking everybody's ass night after night. And then you study, and then you get the next iteration. You get the next iteration. 100%, Jeff. Could not agree more. That like that's when I was first playing in these games, it was like Sam Olson and Feed the Freezer and that sort of thing. That I was doing the same thing. You take note night after night. What's he doing that I missed out on? What's that player doing? Yeah, but Ricky does really sum it up for us right now. He's flat out from the fucking future, man. He's so
That
sharp.
helps. That helps.
Oh man. Shout out to our guy, man. T-Box was up there as well, Jay Baconator. Love to see it. I did not get in the main. I was smelling some roses after our show went by the wayside there. Nez, do you know who took down the late slate yesterday?
I believe. No, I don't. Was there? I don't think there was a late slate. It was just the main.
Oh, it's just like worded daytime diamond. This was worded as daytime diamond. So I thought there was no. Yeah, you made the video for the late slate.
The main slate. It was it
Yeah,
was
main slate.
Ricky. It was Ricky.
Oh, there we go. So there we go. Now Ricky complaining about guy being from the future, and now Ricky takes down the late slate.
Yeah, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Love it.
Even though I completely successfully faded the Cubs chalk, was not me.
Love it, dude. Love it. Was your video helpful for Ricky in getting home there with that lineup?
Let's see here. Yeah, I said I liked the Houston, and I wasn't heavy on Milwaukee, but I will take credit for Sal Frelick being in his lineup.
Yeah, perfect. Well
Just
said.
that's
There
my
you go.
brand.
Let that be known. Let that be known, Ricky. You didn't get there on your own, buddy.
Nope.
Congrats to our guy, Ricky Lee, always hanging out in the chat there. Mad love. There we go. That's there. All right, Nez. Let's push into today's slate here. Actually, I gotta tell you, dude, when I was smelling the roses yesterday and went for a little afternoon retail therapy prior to linking up with, I got a sweet new pair of Air Max like 90s or whatever, like those ones in Mariners colors, like the old junior cleats. How about those, buddy?
Where are they? I
What?
want to. Do you have them nearby?
Yeah, give me a second. Here,
I need.
I'll
I
pull
want to
up.
see what these look like.
Okay, I'll pull up the rankings.
Man, John, I tell you what, guys, I cannot wear Air Maxes. They are not for my big fat caveman feet. John's got little dainty feet, so he can wear these Air Maxes because they are just way too narrow for my feet.
All right. Check these little find out here.
Oh, okay. Laundry on the feet.
Not bad, eh?
Love to see it, man. Don't ever say you don't rep the laundry, dude.
Dude, little Mariners footwear. That's kind of dope. I was really happy with that random find. Not bad.
I like this a lot.
Not bad. All right, let's do this, my friend. Obviously, because this slate was broken up, we got a 9-gamer. It's 9 games, right? Instead of, or is it 8? Let me jump back in time here. 9 gamer.
9.
Okay, I nailed it. 9 gamer there. Pretty solid pitching slate. I did notice that DeGrom's listed on our site, has a 0 projection, looks like a really good spot for him. Everyone who was doing content last night was talking about DeGrom pitching this evening. And now I'm seeing Jacob Webb in a whole bunch of different spots today. So I do not definitively know if he is going or not, depending on which resource you look at. So I'm trying to find something on Twitter right now to confirm if it is a Jacob deGrom slate or not, because that will really alter just like pitching in general. I believe, let me see. Cardi's pitcher stuff had DeGrom in it originally and now no longer does. So I found that really interesting. So he's working under the assumption that DeGrom's not pitching today and DeGrom doesn't have the green check beside his name. But there's certain resources. So do you have a lean on this? Do you know?
I don't know, and I'm not taking DeGrom.
Okay.
Yeah, just a very easy fade right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not worth the risk at all, like in my opinion.
Okay.
If he's in, cool, I'll start taking him. But right now, I'm not doing that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, what happens if DeGrom is not playing? He will get the out tag and then you will get swapped to. Yes, 100%. Ricky. So you can swap off of him, but the risk in it would be you would only swap to pitchers in the later window if he doesn't receive the out right at lock. Because
Correct.
because they're the kind of like second window of teams on the slate. So if he doesn't receive the out tag like soon-ish, you see that you will only have these 3 games to swap to. So it'd be Brewers, Cards, Astros, Twins, and Royals Athletics to swap to.
I would imagine though that we do get this info before the slate locks, but the point stands.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. I can't do anything out here without catching strays here. What size are those? Size 6 from
what? What are they ripping on your shoe size?
He thinks
what kind of man cares about another man's feet?
He's looking size 6. Come on, bro.
Jeez. What the hell? Where did that come from?
Can't do anything on a stream anymore. Your friends, you don't think you're your friends after a while here.
Dude, unreal. You never know what people are saying.
Oh, shoot. Nez, I'm going to read out the weather report while I have the beautiful unabated interface up here. Spots to be worried about, or worried in parentheses, are low. Roth has everything at yellow or yellow-green. But I guess the most noteworthy one is this Los Angeles Angels at Baltimore spot. We've talked about, how great spot for left-handed power, and it's finally going to come to fruition for us at some point in time. Unfortunately, the Angels do not have a ton of left-handed power, but still looks like a really good hitting environment according to the Ballpark Pal and some of the S words that they're running over there. But yeah, that one just noteworthy that them and Miami and Washington, who are not on the slate, but do go right before, look like good hitting environments because of the weather. But the weather has a little bit of hot rain risk in it. 83 degrees for that Nationals game and 82 degrees for that Baltimore game. I don't think it's enough to stop play I don't think it's enough to cancel play or postpone play. but I do think there is risk of potential like pop-up delay with the one game that's on our slate that matters in Angels and Baltimore there.
Yeah, I would keep an eye out on that. But the good news is that like who's drafted Kohanowitz or Ground Chuck today? So probably nobody. So that's
Right.
really the biggest concern is like the starting pitchers being pulled after a delay. Not really worried.
Perfect. Well said there, Nez. We got some fun games on the slate here, just in general, dude. We got Red Sox, Yankees. Flipping ballparks there. They had a really good weekend set versus one another, and now we're gonna get it tonight. Red Sox would be a little more enticing if they weren't going up against the lefty there, who's really good against lefties. But just throwing that one out there as a fun game to watch this evening. It's nice to have a slate, dude, where we're not dealing with Coors. We're not dealing with any of the minor league parks, and we're not dealing with Great American Ballpark either. So pretty level playing field in terms of like bumps to pitching and or hitting conditions here in general.
Yeah, Boston and Baltimore are obviously, really strong run environments, but at least in Boston, we've got Garrett Crochet on the mound. So that's going to be a tough task for the Yankees. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty nice when you don't have those parks to deal with and just like so strongly steering our decision making. But that doesn't stop this slate from having really strong, run environments though.
Yeah. No, yeah, well said there. Just in general, but going from like a slate that we were like dealing with Coors recently and like
For sure.
that sort of deal, like there's definitely good hitting conditions, but nothing that's like crazy jumping off the page, right?
Nothing crazy jumping off the page, I suppose. But like, I don't know, man. Angels and O's is got all of my attention.
Yeah. No, I agree with you there. That definitely jumped up as the best spot on the slate. That's why I put Jordan Westberg, who's returned from injury and homered promptly in his return from injury. I put him on the color. Mullins is back there too, so that lineup getting stronger by the day. Basically, what we expected at the beginning of the season, with the exception of Tyler O'Neill not being in there right now. So nice to see Angels kind of coming back to health and Baltimore coming back to health, which also helps boost that environment a little bit. Ballpark Pal has that one as the two spots on the slate with run totals north of 5, a 5.7 and a 5.88. The other run total above that 5 is the Royals, and everything else on the slate is kind of in the 3s and 4s there.
Yeah, that checks out.
Cool.
Passes the smell test.
Sounds good, man. All right, let's start with talking about the pitchers on the slate. As we alluded to, we had that Jacob deGrom discussion there, which really makes Garrett Crochet obviously a tough matchup and have some elite right-handed power that goes against obviously Aaron Judge, best hitter in baseball, against lefties, and Paul Goldschmidt, who's been really, really good against lefties as well, is most likely going to be at the top of that lineup. But there's going to be a bunch of lefties in there versus Garrett Crochet, who's probably the front runner for, second runner up for AL Cy Young behind Scooball right now. But yeah, he does stand out in a decent way here, though I do think there are still good pitching options to get to.
Yeah, I have identified a few other spots that I like, but Crochet definitely stands out strongly as a cut above everybody else, to the point where, I think he is viable to be taken 101 today.
Ooh, spice. I like it. Yeah. I mean, I think I would take Acuna 101 today. That's kind of where I'm at. I love the spot, that Colorado spot. I think Braves bats are really obtainable outside of him and Olsen. So I kind of like the Acuna one. I mean, Acuna's been a monster since coming off the IL. Like his last 40 or his 49 games before getting injured last year, I think he had like 5 or 6 home runs. And then in his like 11 this year, he has 5 or 6 home runs. Like the power is back right now. So I like taking Acuna, but I could definitely see getting overweight Crochet today because the spot looks, I mean, he just looks great. Maybe the spot isn't the best in the world, but he looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about some of these. What? Say it again.
I mean, I think it's a good spot, right?
Okay.
Your biggest concerns are Judge, which is not a small deal,
Mhm.
and Goldschmidt. I know you just saw them, and they did kind of ring him up pretty decent last time that he played them at Yankee Stadium. But in Boston, his ceiling is just like so obviously like massive here. But yeah, we can go on, and because I think if DeGrom starts, he's definitely a contender. Like if DeGrom starts, he's a good reason to not take Crochet 101. And Bryce Elder also, coming off a 22-point game against the Rockies,
Yeah.
does look like a contender as well.
Yeah, Bryce Elder coming off a really nice start there, as you alluded to. I think it was a career high in strikeouts last time out with the 12 there. Typically not his MO. He goes up against that Giants team that, actually they still had Chapman at that point in time, but good place to pitch and kind of a watered down iteration of what the Giants could be. Yeah, I think the Elder spot is nice. Obviously, Colorado being like the 1-0-1 of lineups that strike out, especially against righty like that. Like, I don't mind targeting some of their right-handed power, but preferably against left-handed pitching there. So yeah, I do like the Elder. I don't want to be crazy overweighted, and I don't want to be like chasing the dragon of what his past start was. But this spot just looks so good for him that I definitely want to have a buttload in those kind of like middle rounds.
Right. It just the spot is so good. A ton of win equity, ton of quality start equity that he's a very strong SP2 option. And I think you could see his ADP kind of creep up as the day goes by.
Braves are going to need him this year too, man. Like just
Mhm.
like with the AJ Smith-Shawver stuff being done and like yeah, Strider not being Strider yet kind of thing. Like they do need some help in the middle of that bullpen. Like how long can Grant Holmes kind of keep getting away with this kind of thing?
I know, right?
Yeah, so like yeah, they're going to need a little something out of him, but yeah, 21% K rate, but going up against the highest K rate on the slate for a lineup against right-handed pitching there. So yeah, I do want to just point out while I was looking at the K rate stuff that Crochet is like heads and tails above. Freddie Peralta is next, and it's like he's 6-7% higher than Freddie Peralta in terms of K rate. So he is an extreme outlier, and K's are floor on our site. So yeah. Next up, dude, what do you think about Clay Holmes in one of the lowest total games on the slate? What do you think about Freddie Peralta pitching at home versus the Cards, who are, going to have some good lefties in there, and left-handed power plays better in Milwaukee than other places there. But yeah, thoughts on this kind of like next tier?
I do worry about Peralta against the
Okay.
Cardinals. Peralta has not really been too sharp this season. I mean, yeah, box scores look okay in his last few, but really has not been that sharp this season. Not what we have come to expect of Freddie Peralta. Cardinals are really tough, just because they don't strike out a lot, and they can just do damage. They're just like a pesky team right now. Not usually calling the Cardinals pesky, but they are. They definitely are. So I don't really love it for Peralta, but like seems fine. Not in love with it. I think I'd rather go to Michael Wacha than Peralta, just at cost.
Okay.
But Clay Holmes I like much more than Peralta today.
Okay.
Going up against the Rays.
Okay, cool. So Clay Holmes is going to be your spot there. Just of note, like Cardi has the three of them, Peralta, Elder, and Clay Holmes, like bunched quite tightly, and then has Michael Wacha like a slight discount below that. So just put it some projection context to there. Nez prefers Clay Holmes over Peralta, and then Wacha as well. You said.
Yeah, I like Wacha today.
Okay, cool. Walk me through the Wacha stuff.
I mean, going up against the A's in Kansas City is not a bad spot to be in. Decent amount of strikeouts to be had from the A's, or maybe not a decent amount, but like the A's have been prone to giving up big fantasy scores to pitchers. Wacha, professional ass pitcher. It's worth the risk, man. I know we like the A's. primarily in their own ballpark.
Yeah.
I would take Waka today with some level of confidence that he can earn a quality start.
Yeah, dude, I like that shout because A's with a 4.2 implied total in one spot, a 3.58 in another spot. They're a team that just like they can kill you with power, and if you're gonna kill you like just with like 3 or 4 swings, but they're missing some of that power right now, right? Like they're missing what we thought JJ Bleday would be with. They're missing Shea Banglier's. Yeah, like they only have the handedness advantage of Butler, Soderstrom, and Nick Paz. So like everyone else in the lineup will probably be right-handed. Yeah, I like what you're spinning there. I did see, I think it was Jay Hay who tweeted it out this morning. Maybe it was somebody else. I was just perusing the timeline while walking the dog. But the K rate with the team K rate is 21.5% or something like that. And then if you take Jacob Wilson out of the lineup, the team K rate bounces to like 24. Like it's crazy that just like from a team standpoint, that how much he represents of that team cumulative K rate. I thought it was a very cool stat. Shout out to Purple Yosh coming through, dropping off a Badge Bros membership. Actually, Nez, Badge Bros membership. Are you going to do anything with those this evening, or are we going to be done for the week?
I am TBD. It could be like an emergency no strip stream, but I'm going out to dinner tonight with my wife. Might fire up a late one to draft like a 7th inning stretch because those lobbies are starting to fill now. No promises. No promises. It'll be very impromptu. I'll probably have to be a little wobbly. We're going to Carbone tonight, so gonna have a nice dinner.
Love it. Yeah. So yeah, but if you don't go live tonight, people can go back in time, check out those 7th inning stretches. You had one from last week there as well. Love to see it. Nez, let's talk about the next kind of like batch of scroll the F down pitchers here. Fade these Yankee guys. In here, it's going to be a Ryan Yarbrough start this evening, which, they've been hit or miss. He came way back down to earth last time out against this Boston lineup. So he's going to get them again there. But he was looking really strong and going way deeper than expected in like the previous like 5 iterations of starts. But yeah, what do you think about, Bradley getting a ballpark upgrade? Chris Paddock, getting an all right-handed lineup there. Charlie Morton, who has like one of the best expected stats. What was the one that I sent to the Discord the other day? He has the best expected batting average against his fastball in all of baseball. Like, what the hell's going on with that? So, yeah, I don't know. He's not going to start today, I don't think, right?
Charlie Morton?
He is 100%. Yeah.
That's what I have.
Okay. I had the Baltimore rotation different. Okay, cool. That's good to know. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thoughts on any of these of the scroll the F down variety?
I'm not interested in Taj Bradley. He has been pretty bad this season, and I have great respect for the Mets this season and how they're coming together, and they're only really getting stronger with Juan Soto like continuing to rake. So that's a big old no thank you for me on him. So I'll just be like passing up on that entirely. Thought about Nick Martinez, but just because I know that the Tigers are going so well right now, but the park isn't great. Nick Martinez is pitching like kind of decent right now. It has me like wondering if he's viable. Just being a professional ass pitcher, limiting the runs. Like if you're in the 6th round, you need a pitcher. Like I don't think it's like the worst pick in the world. Just kind of like thinking about including him in here. You mentioned Paddock going up against all the righties. I still don't like it in Houston. Even though I think Paredes is like going to hit the IL. So that's like one less, bat to worry about. But don't love like the Cropper boxes there. So I'm not necessarily looking his way. I think what I would do is, try the Yarbrough thing again.
Okay.
Yeah, I know he just got crushed against Boston, but I would probably try that again too.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, like, normally we could tell ourselves a story with like, hey, I really like the matchup here, or I like the strikeout rate here, or I like some positive regression here. I'm having a tough time telling myself a story with some of these guys at the bottom. Like, obviously, I prefer Luis Severino out of his home park, but like, just not the quality of guy that we've grown accustomed to from like 2 years ago. Strikeout rates like way down at like 16% there. Like, just a lot of guys with like xFIPs hovering in like the 4.45 range. Like, just, I don't know. There's just like nothing to get excited about down here. I'd rather just play the guys that have like the 22, 23, 24% strikeout rate above in, Elder, Holmes, and Peralta, basically. Waka.
Right. That's it. All that is exactly why I think Crochet is kind of a priority.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I would. Yeah, I want 16% minimum of Crochet.
Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, going to be decent to get overweight there. We're getting some Montero love in the chat. 7 scoreless or gives up 5, no in between. I mean, the Royals have a pretty high implied team total here. They got some good left-handed power that hasn't fully flexed yet, but in theory will eventually flex in Jack and Vinny P and that sort of thing. So I kind of like Royals bats a little bit more, but any love for getting down to Montero or something?
I hadn't considered it, but if he's the starting pitcher today, I hadn't seen that. If he is the starting pitcher, yeah, I would consider him, in Detroit against the Reds.
Okay. They're going to use a left-handed opener to start, is what it's going to be.
Yeah. So no, I'm not interested in that then.
He's a piggyback guy.
Yeah. No, I like the idea of a lefty opener against the Reds. Like, that's a great team to do it against. But yeah, no thanks.
Dude, if I was the Reds, I would just big dick him on the lefty opener, and I would just be like, here you go. CH Stevenson Steer to lead it off.
Glad Edwards Alaire.
That'd be sick. That'd be sick. Yeah. CEH. Did I see CEH instead of CES?
You did.
Nice.
CEH would be he gives me like Josh Harrison on the Pirates vibes. He would be like an excellent like utility hitter.
I like it. Yeah, like the Willie Bloom quest of my generation. Dude, actually that would be like the inverse of like OKC's starting lineup. To be like, oh, you guys want to come at us with some small ball here and put that lefty opener in front? Bang, yeah. 4 power righties. Like,
no, I mean that would be pretty awesome. But I don't know what they'll do.
Yeah, I don't know what they'll do either. There, I imagine they just come out with the Friedel, Lux, etc. There. Okay, we got a couple lineups rolling through. Angels are already out here. No Ward in the lineup. Lamont Wade Jr. finds his way in, and their number 1 prospect, Christian Moore, has been called up and hitting 9th there. Not in our player pool, but just of note. Braves lineup is out, and they are not going with Drake Baldwin in the 2-hole. It's Alex Verdugo in the 2-hole, so some scroll the F down love potentially there. The Reds lineup is already out, and they did not go for they did a little bit of the miniature dick approach of going with Espinal in the 2-hole there to get that right-handedness. And then they have Ellie, CES, Stevenson, and Steer, and then they buried kind of Gavin Lux today. So they did go a little bit righty heavy because of the opener potential there. Snyder.
The Angels are hilarious. Sorry, I just want to touch on just to take it back to Christian Moore. I mean, when is the last time the Angels had a first-round pick that they let like marinate for 2 years in the minors? They're just like 1 year, like you're hitting, like congrats, like here's the big leagues, bud. I mean,
I love it. Like the
cool.
Rockies should take some fucking notes instead of bringing in all these dusty old vets to roadblock their own guys. Like I love it, man. Like Zach Neto only played Double-A, came up. Nolan Shanwell, same thing, came up right away. They led off. Remember last year, Neto hadn't even had an at bat at Triple-A, and he came up and they let him off, didn't they?
Yeah, they were just like, here you go, bud.
Yeah. Or maybe it was Shannonwell that led off and Neto started a bit at the bottom. But one of those two came up and was just like, boom, here you go.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I mean, I do think it's very cool, but it's also just funny.
Like the Rockies lineups out right now. Estrada, like fine. Beck leading off. Goodman, like that's good. I want to see that. Then McMahon and Doyle, who should be hitting up there because they're probably their best hitters and they can get rid of them. But like the fact that they have Mickey Moniak hitting sixth for them, like sure, he's a failed 1-1 prospect like 3 times over, but the Angels gave up on him and he had a decent year last year. It's just kind of like, get rid of him, get rid of Nick Martinez, get Zach Veen in there every single day. Like, why isn't Zach Veen hitting in the big leagues right now? Like, you're going to win 30 games this year. Like, just get Zach Veen up.
Get him some ABs, 100%.
Right. Like instead they're like, hey, Keston Hiura was a prospect once upon a time ago. Like Orlando Arcia was on some of those good Braves teams, and Mickey Moniak was half decent and a failed prospect. Let's give them some at bats. It's like, what are we doing here? Like breed from within, right? Like within your own organization.
Yeah, the Angels are trying to like improve, and I think that they are making the right roster decisions. I can't really speak for their internal stuff, but the Rockies, are just dumb and dumber. There's
just fucking rolling the balls out, man.
I mean, Zach Veen did not look good, but like you can only get better by playing. And, and I don't know what happened. Like, did they break him? Because like he's been awful in AAA too. Like, I don't know what they did, but they fucking broke my guy, which is a bummer.
That is a bummer because I was really excited about him. You know who I was really excited about back in the day? Ramiel Tapia, and that was another one that they did nothing with.
Hey, just speaking of like my minor league guys.
Yeah.
You know who's got a 20% walk rate and 15% K rate in 22 games in AAA right now?
Chase
DeLauder, baby.
Nice. He might be coming up at some point. That's good that he's back and healthy at least.
Dude, I need to make an emergency update to the Nez ranks. We're putting Chase DeLauder 180 right now.
Who's the other Chase who had a good start at his first start at AAA the other night? Chase
Burns.
Burns, yeah. Chase Burns
Chase Burns is a dude. I do fear that they may call him up. But before this starts. But like there's not a lot of reason to, Right. But if he's gonna pitch, he's gonna pitch. And like this dude was major league ready like the moment he was drafted. Could be cool. I only drafted Chase Burns once just to have a share.
Just to prove it.
Yeah, but dude, Chase Burns. If you guys haven't seen anything about Chase Burns, get familiar because this dude is fucking filthy, man. Nice.
When's Hunter Green coming back?
Not anytime soon.
Okay.
Yeah. He's not draftable in the 7th inning stretch right now.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm looking at their roster right now, and like they got like the journeymen like Nick Martinez and Wade Miley at the back end kind of thing, and then like Abbott, who was part of the Castillo deal, Lodolo, who got shelled the other night versus the Cubs, and then Brady Singer, who's been a nice story, a nice acquisition.
Yeah, they won that trade so far.
Yeah. Car Park rolling through, my friend. Roll the tape back, buddy. We were just dunking all over you for a long time for your win yesterday. Congratulations.
Calling you a luck merchant.
Nice. All right, Nez. Let's that's the end of the pitchers segment. It got a little derailed there. We went through a couple of the lineups there. Twins lineup is out as well. Loki like Royce Lewis as a one-off to hit those Crawford boxes today. But that's kind of evergreen with me chasing that dragon. Thoughts on favorite stacks on the slate, most obtainable stacks, most underpriced stacks, and some of the bats that you kind of want to singularly highlight.
Orioles for sure.
Yeah.
Really like the Orioles today. Lefties in Oriole Park, which I didn't realize it was called Oriole Park until a couple weeks ago.
No, it's still Camden Yards.
It's Camden Yards.
Yeah. Miller Park, Safeco, Camden Yards, AT&T, never Oracle. We're holding true, man.
Yeah, we're being stubborn over here.
Yeah.
So really, really into these lefties, and if you get into a lobby with a projection, bro, you're not going to be able to wait on Gunnar. You're going to have to get Gunnar pretty early in your draft if you want him, depending on who you're in the room with. He's more like a top 10 ADP, and I don't disagree. I saw him and was really into Gunnar, so him plus just the stacking partners for him are really easy to get to.
Yeah.
Really like his stacking partners today. Obviously, Mullins is back. Cowser hitting from the left side. Jackson Holiday, potentially leading off. With the Orioles got really healthy, and they may not be good real life baseball team, but offensively at home they are so. This is to me the biggest edge on this slate is where's everybody at? Why are we not drafting left-handed Orioles against Kahanowitz and Oriole Park? I'm not going to ask questions. I'm just going to draft.
Cool. No, I'm in agreement with you there. It was the number one spot that jumped out to me as well. They do have a lot of lefties now too. Westbrook's a righty. Mountcastle's on the IL. Mayo's a righty. Urias is a righty. Laureano's a righty. But then everybody else is left-handed or switch. So
and Ahern's been awesome too. So
yeah,
Adley
Rutschman had been bad for a while here, and is low key slowly coming back to life right now.
Is he?
Yeah, the last 2-3 weeks kind of thing. I mean, or maybe like 10 days, last week or something. But he had been bad.
Yeah. No, he was a problem. Just undraftable for a minute. Yeah, since in the month of June, slugging 571, OBP of 400. So yeah, he's coming alive, which obviously greatly needed. They need him to be that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, good shouts there. Other stacks that we like or interested in, mispriced, whatever. Who else you like?
Twins today going up against the same guy that got rung up for 1 million runs, or the starter of that game that got rung up for 1 million runs against the Rays. I think is Horton, right? It's a Horton. Here's a who.
Yep,
lefty. Yep, against all these righties for the Twins. Love the Twins today. So I'm definitely hitting the Twins really hard. Buxton is a first round pick for me today. Where are we getting old Royce Lewis today in the lineup? Is he hitting?
Fifth.
Nice, not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take it.
Yeah, I mean those Crawford boxes. I got a good feeling about Royce tonight in those Crawford boxes, bro.
Yeah, this is a nice little get right spot for him. But
Carlos train tracks for Royce tonight.
Choo
baby.
Little Carlos Correa. Thank you for the memories game.
Nice, well done. Yeah, maybe he could finally hit one out now that he's got a cheeky little fence to get it over. I think he's only got 3 home runs on the year.
Yeah, he's not going too well.
Yeah, Pop is not there. I am doing a little something in the chat right now, Nez, so people keep your eyes peeled here. Can you talk me through another stack in which you are interested in here?
Yeah. Let me just check my rankings real quick and see where I'm at. Obviously, I mean, the Braves are chalk today, and for a really good reason. Going up against Ramon Marquez in Atlanta, great spot for them. If you miss out on any of them, if you're trying to stack up Acuna, you should have, at least like Marcelo Zuna waiting for you, which is really nice. So he's obviously, or just that team in general, obviously a really good stack. And I'm looking at the Mets too against Taj Bradley. I've been able to get Soto with pretty much all his main pieces today.
Mm-hmm.
Soto, man, is just like finally catching up to his expected stats, and it looks great right now. So give me all the Soto in the Mets.
Yeah, I like it. As I mentioned before, Verdugo's hitting second in that lineup, and he's absolutely buried at a flat 36. So if you're building out some stacks, that's a cheeky way to get a little bit different with them. Michael Harris homered yesterday or the day before, 2 days ago, finally coming back to life a little bit there. Juan Soto coming full around here. Jeff McNeil's homered in like 5 of his last 6 or something like that, and just continues to rake in the middle of the lineup, like 14, 40, 13, 21. It's kind of nuts, man. Jeff McNeil coming to life in the middle of that lineup as well there. So if you want a contrarian Met to stack alongside that, by all means, handedness advantage, etc. Thoughts on people talking in the chat here, Nez, about the Rangers who scored 16 runs yesterday and won Car Park, the slate there. Surely Corey Seager has to come back to life at some point in time. But thoughts on their ADPs and if they're priced appropriately or a team that you want to get on?
I just think like Evan Carter, ADP 12 is just really something that is difficult for me to swallow. I don't know, man. Adrian Hauser's been going nice for the White Sox. I don't know that it's necessarily the spot, but anytime that the White Sox are on the slate, I think it's a good idea to take the team opposite them. I just haven't done it yet.
Okay. Yeah, speaking of the White Sox, traded for Aaron Savale today. Did that Andrew Vaughn trade with the Brewers. Savale requested a trade, and famous last words, you're going to the White Sox, pal. Get ready to learn 3 wins this year, pal. Pretty funny.
That's crazy.
Guys, I just dropped a little poll in the chat there that I will circle back on for our NFL draft. What you guys would like us to do. I put SuperFlex. I put BBM. We're going full bro science today. No assistance, no nothing. Straight from the heart. Yeah. What were some of my other notes here? The lefties. This is an interesting one. So Boston submitted its lineup already. Jarren Duran got the day off, which means Ref Snyder's going to start and lead off. Duran's coming in this ball game at some point, or Marcelo Myers coming into the ball game at some point to hit for Rob Ref Snyder at some point. So I probably wouldn't play him, even though he's leading off versus a lefty. And we like that. But yeah, Romy Gonzalez is in there. He's pinch hit risk. But good to see Roman Anthony stay in lefty. Despite the comments the other day from Alex Cora was like, they're not going to play against lefties or whatever, referring to him and Myers. So at least Roman Anthony is in there, which is it's just good to see it. And he'll stay in there, and he is in our player pool now. So just wanted to throw that out for everybody.
Yeah, that was good to see. Gotta let the kids play.
Yeah, I fully agree. Nez, anyone else you want to highlight? Stacks, singular one-off bats. You said the Cardinals were kind of pesky when we were doing the breakdown there. Any love to getting like cards as a scroll the F down stack, like 35 in terms of ADP? Anyone else you want to mention?
No, that's a good shout. Really like the Cardinals for a contrarian stack today. And even the Brewers contrarian stack against Fetty. These are two, Fetty's the more professional pitcher, just limiting runs. But really low ADPs for, not a crazy range of outcomes for them to be a team you need on the slate. So I think, doing a couple twos, couple three stacks of, Cardinals and or Brewers makes sense.
Cool. Cardinals and Brewers as potential skinny stack options and or ones offs there. Will you play any Rays today against Clay Holmes?
I think I should. Haven't done it yet, but I think I should. That seems like a solid, because that's gonna be double bubble.
Yeah, a little bit of double bubble. I mean, awful place for hitting, but until it starts warming up. But yeah, I mean, they got enough left-handed power in that lineup for some leverage.
Yeah, I fully agree. Like, I think that's cheeky. It's it's the benefit of these shorter slates is like, yeah, like it's less combos to cover if you are trying to cover a lot of bases.
Sure.
It's easier to do, and I think that's not a crazy possibility.
Okay, cool. We have a Athletics lineup and a Royals lineup out. Athletics lineup is exactly what we expected or should have expected. Royals lineup is exactly what I expected as well. So nothing crazy abnormal to share there. All right, let's jump in and see what we can cook up here.
Let's go.
Guys in the chat saying Schnauzer draft. I think I maxed it already with slow drafts.
Jon, Jesus.
I think I did. I think I did, guys. I'm not sure. We can see.
God.
We can see.
What are you doing?
What? Be better.
It's only like 30% full, and you're out here for.
Come on, streamer bro. Streamer bro, dance. Dance, monkey. Do the Schnauzer.
God, man. I can't really stick around that long either, man. I got 30 minutes left in the show, so you can't. These poor people just want to draft the Schnauzer on a Friday.
They do. Poll is cooking right now. Let's see here. We got 53% SuperFlex right now, dude. BBM's at 29, others at 17. Votes are getting through here. Be part of the solution, not the problem out here, people. Find us something else to draft.
People love Superflex.
They do. The chat is saying so. Guys, we got 250 of us watching right here on a Friday afternoon, enjoying ourselves on Underdog. Do us a favor, hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. Hit us with a little retweet there if you're on the X machine. I know a lot of our viewership comes by way of the X machine and people just listening in the background, that sort of thing. So please and thank you. Your standard issues start right here with No Bow Socks and I Like Kitties and The Wood, friends of the show, going Acuna, Judge, and Crochet. Nez, who do you like next?
Soto, I think.
All right. Chalk donking it up, but Soto's come back to life in a big way over the last 2 weeks there.
Soto's got it all, man. I gave him a pretty significant bump in draft capital wise in the 7th inning stretch. I have him 4 right now.
Oh wow.
I know.
Sir Bag Chaser getting out here, baby. He's playing the Mike Talkman. He's building out some White Sox stuff. Evan's in here doing exactly what you alluded to, liking right-handed twin Buxton as a first-round pick, and then getting Gunner as a 7th overall there. So the people are listening this.
Wow, that Talkman pick is crazy. What's next? What comes next after that? My Droth.
Jackson Churio. So contrarian, stack it up here. Alonso looks like a really nice pick to click for a home run today. Nez and then we could do like one and done on each of those and build out a 3-man, or we can choose our own adventure wherever you want. Lindor, Alonso.
I'd go Bryce Elder.
Okay. You think Elder's a big enough of a tier break right now at pitcher to not get caught by Bo Sox or Wood taking another pitcher?
Yeah, definitely. Against the Rockies, that's solid.
Love it. Dom asking, I don't get why weekly winners doesn't get more love. 17 shots at 20K. Sign me up. Yeah, I love weekly winners and talking about the strategy. Just so much of it that is like fun and to deep dive and to get excited about plays better later in the draft window. Like drafting weekly winners right now, like the combo discussion, like doesn't matter as much as having healthy players in week 1, and waiting in weekly winners is just like a more GTO drafting strat, basically.
Yeah. It's interesting that weekly winners is like always the first side contest to fill, big side contest.
Yeah.
So you do got to get in there. Got to get in there.
I think it's because it's the most different than the other ones. Nez, we're up on the clock here. We got Mets to choose from. We could do some Atlanta stuff. We could do some Texas stuff. We could scroll. What do you like?
I typically take Lindor here.
Okay. Lindor it is. You like Lindor more than Alonso today?
Yeah.
Little handedness advantage there.
Yeah, Alonso's nice, but I prefer Lindor. Usually
Meat
you can
Gazer.
get Alonso back too.
The old Meat Gazer rolling through. Wishing the boys a nice weekend. Why, thank you. Very kind of you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Adam, I do have this mental block as well. My issue with Bryce Elder is he stinks. I tend to kind of agree, but he's been going kind of nice recently, and the Rockies might just stink more.
Hard to stink more than the Rockies.
Yeah. All right. Our guy Evan is building out a 3-man Baltimore stack there. Jackson Holiday and Cedric Mullins. Sir Bag Chaser is all over the map right now and building out some St. Louis stuff to go alongside it. All the contrarian clicks. We could take Pete Alonso here. We could take Nimmo, or we could build out something else. What do you like?
Let's do Alonso, and then we can scroll.
All right. You want to scroll to a 2-man stack, or you want to scroll to 2 one-offs?
I think it'll probably have to be a one-off. I'd like to really. We're gonna really scroll.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're scrolling big. I mean, it's a big scroll today.
Yep.
Today it's a big scroll.
One thing that I want to double down on, as we're seeing in a sharp room here, that Jacob deGrom is falling, doesn't have the green check beside him. We're anticipating this Jacob Webb to start, like that sort of thing. If you get Jacob deGrom in the last round and you're the last person to take a pitcher, just take Jacob deGrom and then just set your swap rankings and whatever. But if Jacob deGrom, for whatever reason, they thought he was pitching yesterday, now it doesn't seem like he's pitching today. Maybe they're just extending the rest. It looked like it was his turn in the rotation. Some resources have it, some don't. I'm not anticipating him pitching, but from a game theory standpoint today, if you can build out a team and then take him in the last round, you just take him in the last round.
Yep, 100%.
Sorry, I didn't have bad viewing experience. Did not have the draft board up here. We're seeing no Bo Sox build out a little bit of contrarian Atlanta with a 2-man red stack there. Correa and Royce Lewis as a scroll down stack there for our guy. I like Kitties. The Wood is doing a double Atlanta thing, then doing Peralta here. What is it you would like to do here from the scroll variety, Nez?
I was going to say one of the Astros bats.
Ooh, interesting. Which Astros bat has piqued your interest?
Pena and his Devil Magic, or Christian Walker.
Let's do Christian Walker because never Pena. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Hunt those Crawford boxes a little bit. Hope that the regression monster gets Chris Paddock. I mean, once upon a time, Chris Paddock was like a pretty effing good prospect. And
oh yeah,
I'm not sure. Maybe he found something. Maybe he's back. I haven't watched his starts yet.
He definitely seems like he's just like a results merchant. I don't see enough that says that he's infallible.
Okay, cool. Who would you like to do as our outfielder, our last outfielder?
Do you want to do Christian Yelich? 3-1-1?
I think he went.
Nope.
Oh no! All right, cool, perfect. I thought he went to the Cheerio drafter there, but
No,
yeah,
that
I'm
guy
down to do.
is he went in the parlay.
Respect it. All right, Christian Walker, Christian Walker and Christian Yelich as the Christian stack nobody is talking about to get in there. The Solar Power as a potential pick to click there as a home run in the middle of that lineup.
That's fun.
You could do worse.
While this finishes up and you enter a NFL lobby, I'll be right back.
All right. Sounds good to me. I'm going to chime into the chat there and see what the poll has finished at. The poll has finished 50% SuperFlex. I'm clicking end to make it official, so everybody can see now in the chat that I'm not lying. SuperFlex 50%, BBM 34%, and name the contest at 15. Only 26 of 250 people voted. Truly pathetic engagement farming on my behalf, but the people have spoken. The people have spoken straight from the dunce cap. We are going to go with the Puppy But Superflex 20-second shot clocks. I am in there right now. 4 more spots. Hop in with the fellas. People like Superflex. Yeah, Adam. Get ready to learn quarterbacks, my friend. I like Superflex. I like talking about Superflex. Oh. Give me a 2-minute lecture on how to do NFL Superflex. What do? What do is zig and zag from your lobby? If your lobby is prioritizing quarterback heavy and they're all pushing them up and whatever, eat a little bit of the value and then do a punt quarterback build. But it's a lot about reading the room, Nez. I find you just have to kind of be like, is this room going to go heavy on quarterback? Do I want to not get caught with my pants down kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, definitely have to be cognizant of the room, but you got to take some risks. Got to take some risks for sure.
Nez would tell you to roll one of the top 3 picks here. So I decided to go ahead and do that. We got some friends and family in here. We got last night's champion, Ricky, in here. We got Hockey Hooligan. We got Saw Dog hanging out. Turd Ferguson, great name. Josh Allen goes 101 here, Nez. Do you prefer Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, or a different position?
I prefer Lamar.
All right. Lamar it is. You Lamar this.
I don't think Jaden Daniels is a bad option, but yeah, I'm Lamar.
Sounds good. Nez, excuse me for 1 second now. Filibust about the quarterbacks for me, my bro.
Oh boy. I'll try. Yeah, I have been thinking a lot about Sam Darnold in general, a lot in this contest because obviously it's super flex. But thinking about Sam Darnold in just regular best ball as well, because I am kind of pretty bullish on JSN this season and thinking that Sam Darnold can provide him with, a good enough quarterback play to be a very good wide receiver in an offense where, he no longer has DK Metcalf or, the old corpse of Tyler Lockett and has Cooper Kupp coming off an injury. Maybe he's healthier now. I'm really trying to tell myself that Darnold will be starting in the playoffs. I'm talking about Sam Darnold right now, John. He has that same contract problem that like Danny Dimes had, where if he's hurt, going into next year, his contract is fully guaranteed.
Okay. Good shout. I did not know that.
Yeah. I believe that's what ADP chasing was talking, and I looked at over the cap, and I think I found corroborated their report, and I believe that that's the case, which I hate. I hate that, but I just want to choose to believe. I want to choose to believe that Sam Darnold starts all 17 games, because at the end of the day, that contract is worth $100 million. And, that doesn't necessarily help my case, because that's like what they're on the hook for if he gets hurt. But like, man, I just want to believe that like what I saw from Sam Darnold is real.
Yeah. So I guess the Sam Darnold conversation is obviously revolves around, was he just like a scheme merchant or whatever? Is he still the dude who saw ghosts and was the failed 101 prospect, or is this real kind of thing? Yeah, I mean, how much worse could he be than Geno was? Obviously, a different offense this year with Kubiak coming in than last year was with Grubb. But like, yeah, I hear it both ways. I also think like we for so long we were accustomed to NFC West being like so strong, and now I think it's like not quite the division it once was. So like a lower win total will also get you in, which makes them wanting to win now, coupled with that, makes it more like of a bull case that he'll start more games. We are up here, Nez. Do you want to double down on quarterback, or do you think Nico Collins is above this tier?
I would go Nico.
I kind of like that shout too, man. Like I love Justin Fields, like in a vacuum, but like when you start with Lamar, taking Nico feels really good. A guy who traditionally goes on the other side of the board.
I think Nico has, I think Nico. I think these wide receivers are all a tier, and Nico, the last of that tier. All these guys, and I just said a couple shows ago that I prefer Nico over Amon-Ra. Nico has overall wide receiver 1 upside.
This is going to be the start of the end of the quarterback run. When you look to the right-hand side of the board, there's guys without quarterbacks. Do we want to take quarterback here, or do we want to push it further?
No, I would take a quarterback here.
Who do you like?
Well, Achane does seem fun, actually.
We got Bucky Irving.
Fuck. Jesus Christ, those
lightning quick clocks, my friend.
Fucking fast.
Do you like Bucky Irving more than Achane?
No. I'm gonna have a Bucky Irving fade this season, to be honest.
I think I would have preferred Achane there too. We got to fix this up here. We got to get rid of whatever rankings are in here. We're going full bro science.
Yeah, you did say we were gonna go dunce cap, bare knuckles. And
well, we definitely went dunce cap with that pick, but
that's true. No, I don't. I think I prefer Jacobs and Achane over Bucky, but like Bucky's ADP is high for a reason. But I will be fading him this year. Yeah,
I like where you're at, dude. I kind of think it kind of feels like fade territory, right?
I mean, as a talent in a vacuum, like it's like the biggest no-brainer ever. The problem is that like his offensive environment is so sick that,
in theory, no Cohen, right? Sick. So like in theory, it like
no Cohen, but like every other player that was on the field putting up the numbers is there, and they added Igbuka. Like, come on, dude, it's Baker.
Yeah,
be a Baker guy. You think Baker's a Liam Cohen? Come on, it's fucking
dude.
Baker. They lost two. They lose two coordinators in a row, and they still cooked.
Yeah, they still cook.
Case closed. Case closed.
Case closed.
Baker's out here providing Jed wealth for these guys who are coaching him.
I respect it. I just want to point out that now Ricky came in here and he said, "Piss boys and quarterback drafters be damned. I won the baseball slate last night. Let's just take 4 of the best running backs on the board and see what happens."
He's giving me heartburn with that.
Dude,
start.
This is how you dare the room. I respect this so much. I love it.
I mean, QB1, Darnold, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, we're about to take 1 or 2 quarterbacks.
Let's see what happens. I love it. I love it. Yeah, this is another one where like people really like the Rashad White click right now. I mean, Sean Tucker in the last round's not a terrible click either. Like he had some games that were usable last year and looked pretty decent. Once upon a time, we loved him. So like the fact that White looks like such an easy click for people makes like it hard to be all in on Bucky for guys.
I think Rashad White's a great click.
Yeah, I think a lot of smart people agree with you right now.
Yeah. I don't know
Nez,
if
we
he's
got to
gonna
start
overtake,
thinking.
but yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah,
No, we got to start thinking about a pick here so we don't get caught with our pants down yet again. I got to refresh this so we only have ADP on the screen. Michael Penix.
You still got these fucking ranks.
Tua, Penix.
Penix. Good UW boy.
Good UW boy. We can backstack him up here. Although the guy on the end has 3 quarterbacks. I don't know if he'd take a 4th. We might have been able to.
Oh, dude, if you're taking 3 off the jump, you'll certainly take a 4th. Like that dude. It's the softest behavior I've ever seen. Okay, he would have taken Penix.
Okay, Trey McGronk, Rashi Rice, or a quarterback again.
You don't want to do a running back?
No.
Okay, Rashi.
All right, let's do it. Who's the running back that you would have wanted to do?
James Cook.
Yeah, I still think we can get one of these fun ones on the way back too.
that tier is becoming grosser by the day.
You just believe in the tier less, or?
Yeah, I mean, like I think Cook and Chuba are like a cut above that tier.
Okay.
And now like RJ Harvey lives there. He's gonna fall big time. I am, I did my stream shut up best ball guy. And I mean it wasn't a earth shattering take by any means, but he was like, just I'm out here taking Kamara, pretty easily. And he, showed me his Kamara fade. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Thinking about what really opened my eyes was there was that primetime slate with Kamara against the Broncos. And Kamara had a scrimmage yard projection of like 101. I was like, dude, this is the easiest lower I've ever seen. Like Spencer Rattler is playing QB and he put up 30 scrimmage yards. And it's like, okay, you introduce like Shuck. And, maybe Shuck's better than we think, but like Kamara is not immune to systemic risk. And boy, is there a possibility that there's major systemic risk in New Orleans.
I mean, that's a good shout, dude. And he's older, and they brought in a running back who they might trust a little bit more than who the hell was the guy that has fallen flat on his face for 2 years and can't stay healthy? Kendre Miller. Yeah, like it's just. Yeah, no, I'm not opposed to that take at all. I just think there's like within that pocket though, and like as we see this board run off, like only Cook's gone. That like how much different is Cook comparative to one of these other guys? Maybe not Kamara in particular, but like maybe Ken Walker comes back to us, and then you 2v2 it. It feels a lot better to have Rice and Ken Walker than Cook and.
The contention there is that like Ken Walker had an ankle injury last year and he has an ankle injury right now and he hasn't played and the season's been over for a while. So that's just like a current state makes him not fun. But like, James Conner is probably, is the biggest standout here. Like I think Chuba is a good pick here, but he leads the top of that range. But Conner definitely sticks out as like perennial good pick that just like is always getting disrespected. Just like since you pulled up the players, the ranks there, Omari and Hampton. Do you think where do you think you're going to be at on Omari and Hampton?
Lower than the field for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I'm a little bit of a Najee believer. I'm not a truster in like Harborough just being like, here's the rookie, here's the job, even if they love him and they spent the draft capital on him. But it just looks like one of those like we got out over our skis a little bit in terms of ADP, and he'll just hover in this like no man's land pocket for the summer.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, there is like major like what do you win when you win, and you do win a major prize if you get like the RB1 there. But as long as Najee Harris is like active, I struggle to see him paying off that ADP. And
I agree with
Najee's never missed a game. So
Yeah.
like, I don't love that price and that bet. People
Yeah.
just love to like fucking hate on Najee. So like they'll take the RB1 on the Najee team.
Yeah. No, that's 100% true. Yeah. Slappies can't see it.
Yeah, Purple
With
Yosh
the-
is on this side with me big time.
yeah. Nez, we're gonna be up here in a half second. Almost all the quarterbacks are gone. Kittle
Shit.
went there. We could do the Harvey or Ken Walker, which is kind of the thesis of I'd like to do Ken Walker, but
Let's do
I'm
Ken
happy.
Walker. He's got time to get healthy.
Yeah. Another guy that has time to get healthy that I brought up on our show, and then everybody was like, this is like a couple weeks back, and everybody was like, dude, he's fine. It's just a concussion, whatever, but didn't participate in OTAs at all, is Cedric Tillman.
Dude, is he gonna like retire?
Dude, like people thought I was crazy. I was like, dude, we can't draft this guy right now.
That's not good.
Yeah, it's scary.
JMO, fuck.
Who do you like here, Nez? DK, grown ass
Ted or
man.
Xavier?
I'd rather not do Xavier when we made the Rashi
Sure.
Rice bet.
Yeah,
So I'm
good
cool
call.
with Tet.
Okay.
Tet feels fun, right? Like Tet, if you had the gun to your head today, like rest of season, you can binary outcome 1 or 0. Travis Hunter or Tet for this year.
Well, if the gun is to my head,
It's to your head. Who scores more fantasy points per game? Step them up, pal.
I think Tet. But let's look at both their warts. You know, I am the Bryce Young believer. I love what I saw at the end of last season. There is a chance that he is bad this year. There is a chance.
There's definitely a chance.
But I'm a believer in Bryce Young, and I don't think that he's going to be bad. And I think Canales is good, and I think Tet is a huge, huge upgrade to this offense if he is like who he needs to be as the 108 pick, and potentially makes these other guys around him better who were not meant to be alpha wide receiver ones. But you know, Travis Hunter drafted ahead of him. Obviously, he's going to play defense. You know, depending on who you ask, the better wide receiver prospect. And you know, not that Trevor Lawrence has shown us that elite ceiling yet, but definitely the better situation does Travis Hunter have. So that's the problem with that gun to my head. It's like, damn, I could see, you know, a couple different ways that this breaks for these two guys. But I think Tet higher ceiling for sure with target share. You know, he wins the target share, you know, battle comparison between him and Travis Hunter. And Hunter also way more injury risk for Travis Hunter. Like way
if he's
more.
playing both sides. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Interesting nugget. I think it was from Levitan's Twitter or whatever, just going through the notes from the mini camps and that sort of thing, that 7 days or whatever of mini camps, he was on offense for 5, defense for 1, and then had a rest day or something. So I don't know if that's indicating of anything. I think people fell out of love with Tet as a prospect because if you go back to the tape bros and you go back to like the Devi bros, dude, Tet was like wide receiver 1 with a bullet for like a bit. Like, you know what I mean? Like for like,
I remember.
for like a 6-7 month window of last year, right? Like it was just like Tet this, Tet that. And then the narrative flipped a little bit. And then anyways.
No, I remember.
I think one thing that people took way too much stock in that flipped that narrative had nothing to do with football. And it was just like him talking and him being like, I don't really care that much.
About that.
Like, I don't, you know what I mean? And I think people really latched on to that. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just something that lives rent free in my head that people really latched on to that. And then I think we're also stung by like the Marvin Harrison of last year notion as well, right?
Yep. Yeah. Marvin Harrison smashes. Tet probably is like a 3rd round pick.
3rd round pick. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Caleb Johnson or scrolling for one of these wide receivers, Olave.
I would prefer Aaron Jones, but if you want to do Caleb, you know, we can go Steelers.
All right. That's what this is. Wow. All right, dude. All right. You remember this moment when you are, it's week 6, off and on the clock, and Nez is pounding the table. RB8 on the week. Caleb Johnson has a great matchup. He's in that outside zone scheme. Arthur Smith, blah, blah, blah. Haven't you watched the tape, bros? And now you remember that we just took this dusty Aaron Jones over your future boy. Yep. Nez, I imagine you want to go wide receiver here, or do you want to take our third quarterback?
I think Addison probably looks best here, unless you want to go Godwin.
No, I'm good to do that mini Minnesota stack right there.
Yeah, little bet on the offense type of deal. Yeah.
Any concern about suspension, or is it baked into the price tag with Addison?
Yeah, you're just not thinking about it when you draft him.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it could kind of be like Rashi last year, where you're just getting a discount all summer long and then the suspension never comes. And obviously it didn't work out for Rashi because he ends up getting hurt and it's done for the year, that sort of thing. But like theoretically, it would have smashed.
Theoretically.
Yeah.
Would have smashed big time.
Fucking Skolansky's, baby.
Yeah, that was so crazy, man. That like just one of the many things that like you got right but got wrong last year. You know, you could have finished BBM in June with a fucking pocket full of 6th-round Rashi Rice, and then got absolutely paid nothing for it.
Mm-hmm. This one's been living rent free in my head for 2 weeks now, Nez, and I wanted to bring it up on 2 separate streams, and then didn't bring it up. As the Scata boys, the self-proclaimed Scata boys right now, are we concerned that this video went viral about a week and a half ago now, that he could not name good football players that were like fucking layup trivia, like Golden Tate, Megatron, like it was layup trivia, and he couldn't name them.
It was so concerning for me that I refused to watch the video because I don't want to lose my faith in this guy.
Yeah,
I'm scared. I'm totally scared.
Like guys naming dudes at the bar, Scata boys is not hanging out with us, man.
No, Scat's out here like trying to fight dudes.
That's what I want. That's what I wanted my 9th round running back.
I mean, just a little phrenology. I mean, he's got the head and the face of a guy that like looks for fights at the bar.
That's
like
very, very accurate.
I'm surprised he doesn't have cauliflower ear. Maybe he does, but like he definitely should have cauliflower ear just by looking at his face.
Lil Dodger asking for a recap. This is Cam Scatabo had a video go viral. I think it was with the
is it Amon-Ra?
Yeah, it was with the Amon-Ra's podcast there. And they were, getting him to guess players' faces as they came up. And they were fucking layups for anyone who has played like 2 minutes of fantasy football in their whole life. Like they were obvious, players to be like, yeah, that's Terrell Owens, buddy. Like, and he was just blanking. Like, I don't know. Maybe his head's just full of bricks because he runs through walls all day. I don't know. Maybe
his head looks like a brick.
Yeah. Looks like
it looks like a brick. Looks like a brick that like, oh, look, you can kind of see a face in here if you look at the cracks. Like,
there we go. Scatterboy goes right there.
Maybe it's bullish that this guy isn't like stuck in his spreadsheets all day, looking at headshots. Like, maybe it's actually bullish.
Yeah, it's bullish. He doesn't spend time. He's watching his own film so much. He's grinding his own tape. He doesn't have time for other people's tape.
Yeah. Like, I don't want a guy that was like living on Madden in his youth.
Yeah. Fucking nerd. You can't play football.
He's busy breaking stones with his head.
Yeah. Yes.
He's playing with rocks. That's the guy.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what Madden players look like? They look like our guy Xerxes, man. They look the little guys. They're gamer bros.
Jeez. Not the Xerxes shot. Xerxes
pops up in the chat. See if he pops up in the chat.
Unbelievable. Xerxes is going to get asked for a skin routine in 20 years, and they're going to wonder if you're fucking 70.
Xerxes was a beauty at the dog bowl too. All right. Should we take the A-Rich fall yet, or is it not a good enough price yet? Jackson Dart as naked, and then add to it Cooper Kupp's here, Najee,
I like Najee,
Golden.
Or Golden. Golden's fun.
Golden's fun, right?
I'm a little worried about Anthony Richardson as a pick. I think Dart's a better pick right now.
Better Dart. How's the layup, dude? You gave it to me. You put it on a fucking platter. Don't shake your head at me after I say
I'm shaking my head at myself.
Oh, okay.
Shouldn't have let you have that.
Should have given it to me. All right. I'm out on Ayuk, dude. Cup or Najee? Or Warren?
I think Najee.
All right. Najee it is. All right, dude. Let's recap
this team
here.
needs Najee.
Yeah, we need a little trenches right now.
Yeah.
Like Bucky Irving, we were kind of sad about the pick. That's not really what we wanted there. I would have preferred Achan, or we both would have preferred Achan. But here we go. Superflex, round 11 thus far. Friends and family, a 2-4-5 with Lamar and Michael Penix. And then Bucky, Walker, Aaron Jones, Najee Harris, Nico, Rashee Rice, Tet, Addison, Golden. A lot of question marks in that wide receiver room outside of Nico and a guy, Rashee Rice, that we both think is going to be a riser over the course of the summer, but still question marks with a lot of that.
I like this team. I hope it's okay to say.
I think it's fine to say. I think we can land this plane. 9 more picks to figure it out. I'm fine punting tight end right now too, especially in Superflex where it's like those back end tight ends, dude. Even if we ended up with I'm not going to say 4 because I think it's a little crazy in Superflex to have 4 spots allocated to the tight end, but mean projection bros of 3 late tight ends, as long as one is in the 14s, 15s, I think we'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, dude, 4 tight ends. I'm still never meet your heroes. I can't believe Pete was trying to get us to draft 4 tight ends on off and on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, hey, speaking of never meet your heroes, just to segue on Pete there, it was a tough read this morning, the P.O. Box. It was a tough read. I'm not going to lie. Happy birthday to our guy, Pete. Another year older there, and he's going soft on us, guys. If you read his article about being washed, he had self-admittedly he's enjoying being washed right now, it was just a tough read to read about our hero,
Happy birthday though. Yeah, it's I'm starting to be able to relate more and more to this his hyper efficient lifestyle now that I have a little one in the picture.
It's all hinging upon being a father. 100%.
Yeah, it forces you to you want to maintain your lifestyle, do it extra lean now.
Yeah.
It's the only way.
100%. All right, so we got official no DeGrom. He's got an out tag on the site. I just checked. It's going to be Sean Armstrong starting for the Rangers. So good stuff there. Does Moss start if Chase Brown gets hurt? I don't know, man. That's a loaded question because I like Taj Brooks as a flyer, but Coach Speak Index has been pointing out that there is some bad coach speak around Zach Moss right now, as in no coach speak around him. Nez, we're up here. Dude, I would really like to take Njoku here, and it gives us a quarterback stacking out.
Ooh, not a good one, but it does.
Yeah, but it leaves the light on for because we're going to end up with at least 3 quarterbacks on this team, and it just leaves the light on for another out, I guess, that we don't currently have on because all the quarterbacks are gone.
Yeah, you're not wrong. This next pick is interesting. I think I know what I would do, but
yeah, we got this 2-4-4-5-1 now. The Joker just feels on it.
Yeah, I would take Bateman.
You like Bateman? This is
got a stack.
Yeah, this has been my first Bateman share of the season. Who do you like better in a vacuum? Bateman with Lamar or Hopkins with Lamar?
Bateman.
Who do you like better ADP adjusted? Bateman or Hopkins with Lamar?
That's way closer. I still think I lean Bateman. Just thinking that Bateman can still, maybe have another step to him. Like, he was a really good prospect. I don't think that it's out of the question that Bateman has a step forward, even though it would be unlikely. There's a chance Hopkins has a major step backwards, but in a good environment, DeAndre Hopkins could be like he seems like tight end or bust every single week.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, like,
Yeah.
Bateman's like, what can you do with 4 catches, basically?
Basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to bounce, John.
Deuces from our guy. Fatherhood is calling.
Have a good weekend, everybody. Please, for the love of God, land this plane.
Good luck. He's leaving us to our own accord with no tools.
I'm going to see Shedeur Sanders in the 20th round on this team. I know it.
Oh, buddy. It's going to be in the 15th. Oh, man. As Emwald and our guy Pat Moore roll in, Nez rolls out. Positive correlation? Question mark? Who knows? Shedeur Sanders already went. Holy shit. Yes, he did. Mitch already took him. Let's check in on our guy, Ricky. So he went with the coveted 4 running back start. Then he punts quarterback, but still gets Cam Ward, Aaron Jones, and Shuck. And then he stacks Shuck. Dude, this is turning out fine. Oh, he condomed Shuck with Spencer Rattler. Okay. So 4 quarterback build, and he just buys one of the backfields, right? Backfields. I don't know. Enjoy my $5. It's not bad. I mean, I think probably if this Chase Brown pick was Trevor Lawrence, if it was Trevor Lawrence, like just someone who's like a little more stable, because my team kind of fucking sucks too, because like this is going to be a Malik Willis team, as Julian says, right? Like that's true. Yeah. Will Howard. We got to get a third stack going. We got to get the 3rd string quarterback stacked up on here when we got no. Yeah, we got no Steelers. Okay. Man, I might take Flacco on this team. People forget though that this is super flex. It's not 2 QB. So you can start an outlier score in your flex the weeks that guys miss. That being said, we have 20 roster spots to allocate. Okay. Has Dobbins gone yet? Yeah, 47. Running back 47 now. Mims, I hate. Leggett, no. Rico, Jalen Wright. Wow, this is getting gross, guys. All right, we're doing it. Flacco it is. Let's go, Big Joe. Big Joe mentoring the future. Get that little stack with David Njoku. We could also do like a cheeky Cedric Tillman, but I'm not as bullish on Tillman's health right now. Joshua Palmer. Oh, man, things are getting gross out here. We could double stack Lamar. I'm seeing a lot of talk in the chat right now about Keaton Mitchell. I mean, we could do the Justice Hill pick here. We could also do Will Shipley. We can pivot to tight end. I think we got to do tight end, right? Let's take Freiermuth. I think Freiermuth is probably like there's like a little tier right here at tight end where even though we punted tight end doesn't mean we have to fully keep punting it. I do think there's like a little tier right here of like usable tight end weeks. Probably stops at like Juwan Johnson. And then it becomes more speculative after that. Not that they won't give you usable weeks, but it just becomes less projectable. But there's like kind of this tight end pocket of like these guys are going to outscore the wide receivers in this range still, right? Damn, Justice Hill goes. Man, maybe this is Keaton Mitchell territory now. Shit is happening fast out here. 20-second clocks. No assistance. This is a tough scene for your boy. His team would fuck so hard in 2023. That's kind of like the thesis of like all of my teams, right? T-Bear saying you can go 3 RB to start in Superflex, but the 4th one kills you. Ask me how I know. That's pretty funny. Why did Loveland go so late? Yeah, he's mixed amongst Kyle Pitts and Jake Ferguson. That's abnormal. Mushroom got him pretty late there. Let's see what Loveland's ADP is 146 in Superflex. He's tight end 13. Wow. That is not what he is in the regular scoring formats. Look at the regular. Let's see what he is. Loveland's in here. Tight end 10, 124. You looking for CLV just juxtaposing NFL normal ADP versus Superflex ADP? Colston Loveland is your guy. Wow. What a shocking difference. Wow. Our guy Casey Brown just rolled through. Can we service the audio listeners on the team so far? Absolutely. Round 16, a 3-4-6-2. Lamar Jackson, Michael Penix, and Joe Flacco. What an elite QB room. Bucky Irving, Kenneth Walker, Aaron Jones, Najee Harris, Nico Collins, Rashee Rice, Ted McMillan, Addison, Golden, Bateman, Njoku, Fryer, Muth. Not terrible. Not a ton of week 17 correlation. Not a ton of correlation in general. This might be the ultimate bull case for using the assistant tools is this draft right now. You know what? We got Baltimore mini stacked with Golden as the bring back. That's fun. Milrow goes there. Penix is here. I think I like Dubs the best. Man, running back's getting thin in a hurry. All right, let's take Romeo Doubs, and then let's hope DJ Giddens comes back. I like Doubs more than I like Giddens in a vacuum, like just in terms of scoring points this year. Gives us another week 17 bring back. Seems okay. Man, these quarterbacks are tough right now, though. Jalen Noel goes there. I don't know how I feel about the handcucking quarterbacks right now. Okay. Should we take Giddens here? I don't take a ton of Giddens. I know Legendary Upside likes him. We don't want to go a full another round without a running back. Let's do it. Let's do it. If you guys didn't watch Davis and Hayden yesterday, I would highly recommend the first hour of that one. I know the stream got cut off while they were drafting. I'd highly recommend. I mean, I love both Davis and Hayden, but yeah, I thought some of the chart stuff that they went through and some of the macro trends they were talking about, in particular for the 18 round drafts for BBM and stuff, man, I thought it was pretty sharp stuff. I thought it was very cool. I'd go check that one out for like a condensed synopsis of the stuff. Yeah. Yeah, we need more data content. Guys, don't worry, there's some coming. Don't worry. We got some stuff coming. Yeah. The problem with the data content, like we need more data content, is like it's really fucking hard and time consuming. You need someone who's like doing this stuff like full time to go full deep dive on it. And that's why Hayden's so good, man. Like he's He's spending countless hours grinding all that data, right? We're trying. We're playing catch up, but we're also doing like a million different sports too. If I was only doing football, I would grind it as hard as Hayden grinds it. But we got to come out here with baseball takes every day. We got to come out here with sharp pick'ems that aren't full punts. We got to come out with, so it's, yeah. I don't know what you guys think about kombucha, but I think it kind of sucks. This is not great. Wife had it in the fridge, and yeah, no, not for me. Got into my head. Zach Wilson starting some games this year. Wow, that's a hot take. That's a hot take. What's his ADP? The MILF Hunter himself. 42. I mean, if you just want to talk about like the fact that like Tua has missed, 2.5 on average games a season, maybe more, like 3.2 games per season. Like we've seen Skylar Thompson starts. We've seen Tyler Huntley starts. Skylar Thompson, Tyler Huntley starts for Miami over the last couple of years. Yeah. I mean, if you got like an HN team or you got like something like, at least Zach Wilson has had some scores that were usable with like some rushing weeks. Like he's not a good quarterback. Wow, 7 fumbles last year. That's crazy. But yeah. Okay. Wow, we're into Miles Sanders territory. Jerome Ford stacks. We have 3 picks left. I think one of them has to be tight end. Maybe not even. But it's just going to project so much better. Like, okay, let's just take naked Dalton Schultz here. Because Dalton Schultz is way more likely to score in our flex than like any of these other dust balls. Like Dalton Schultz goes 40 picks ahead of this in other formats. And we might just be taking like zeros with some of these scrolls right now. Probably one more quarterback and one more running back. I think we have to be done at wide receiver, just given the capital we spent. Is Keaton Mitchell still here? Fucking A, man. Even Keaton Mitchell's gone? Holy. Woody Marks has some stackability. Dude, let's do the Taj Brooks thing. Should we just be the Taj Brooks guys? I don't want to be the guy who routinely bets against a good Canadian kid who's on a bunch of commercials up in Canada, guys. Chase Brown. But like, I don't want to be the guy who's routinely betting against Chase Brown. But like Taj Brooks feels like a good same thesis again. Let's run it back. All right. Now Ricky's going to blindly pick the 2 people we tell him to pick. Let's take a look at his team. He's got some stackable. Okay, so he's got Rodgers. You're taking Roman Wilson. Oh, he already took Roman Wilson. Oh my God. Dude, this is so gross. Okay, now Ricky needs wide receiver. He's done at running back. He needs wide receiver. Dude, take Elijah Moore. Dude. Take Elijah Moore, man. He's getting some hype right now around the Bills. Elijah Moore feels like a fun click right now. Nobody's ever been like that excited about Elijah Moore, but like Elijah Moore did a lot with a little 2 years ago. Is it 2 years ago? I don't know. I think Elijah Moore can play a little ball. People loved him when he was on the Jets. Didn't get the opportunity. Goes over to the Browns. He has some really nice games. He also broke some of those showdown slates that we were playing. Do it. Okay. Oh shit, he's back up already. Okay. Okay, you win. You win. You win. Little Dodger says Jarvis Landry, and he just goes for it. Oh, I love to see it. Hey, get your Mr. Good Boys in the chat. He's hanging out behind. All right, last pick has to be quarterback, and it has to be intelligent. I don't want to correlate week 17 with my quarterbacks, but I think Malik Willis makes a lot of sense when we have 2 Green Bay players already. I mean, taking Marcus Mariota's fine, but we don't have any Dallas for week 17. Jameis would be a fine moon shooter. Kenny Pickett, we could condiment. Malik Willis feels like a good pick. Like that felt good to pick Malik Willis. Like he had 2 usable weeks last year, right? Oh, how do I give $5 to a chat member? Oh, good, clean fun. Elijah Moore is Nick's go-to 20th rounder in these SuperFlex drafts. Oh my God, that's awesome. We have actually got there. Is Chosen Anderson in the pool? Robbie Chosen. There he is. He's in there. He scored 1 fantasy point last year. 1 catch for 5 yards. 4 targets. Love it. All right, guys. Let's tie a bow on it there. That was a lot of fun. I'm glad we did Superflex. I'm glad that Joel agrees with me that kombucha is disgusting and they've convinced people to like it as a massive psyop. I could not agree more. Best of luck tonight in the baseball streets. Jacob deGrom is not starting this evening. Enjoy your guys' weekend. Keep an eye out for No Strip Nez, maybe coming later tonight if you are a member. If you're not a member, consider joining up on the YouTube side. Less than a cup of coffee, less than 1 Battle Royale entry a month. I'm seeing Mitch Bob here took Emmanuel Wilson in the last round. I think that's really good. Dude, Motor in the last round. Devin Singletary in the last round feels pretty sharp too. That's a good pick by Mushroom too. Yeah, I'll be back on Monday. We'll be doing it all. If you guys missed, go back up in the chat. There's a whole bunch of links for our pick'ems that we did for tonight's basketball. I guess we could do 1 cheeky home run pick'em to close this thing out. If you guys are still hanging out, maybe we'll take 1 little look at that. Let me recap the team here. That's Mushroom's team. A 4-6-7-3. You start only 2 wide receivers in this, so we could stop at 7. We did the 3 late tight ends. We took some dart throws at our quarterbacks, but almost everything is hinging upon Lamar and Michael Penix. Lamar, Penix, Flacco, Malik Willis, Bucky, Ken Walker III, Aaron Jones, Najee Harris, DJ Giddens, Taj Brooks, Nico Collins, Rashi Rice, Ted McMillan, Jordan Addison, Matthew Golden, Rashad Bateman, Romeo Dobbs, Njoku, Freiermuth, Schultz. That is a nasty tight end room. Dude, that is a nasty tight end room for not taking a tight end until 143. On the sucks or fucks scale, this one absolutely fucks. Absolutely fucks. Love it. I actually really like this team. That was fun. Let's take a look at home runs. I said Royce Lewis was a pick to click. Let's take a look at a 3.27 for Royce Lewis with the Crawford boxes versus a lefty. Some people are saying that is not terrible. Harrison Bader, he's going to hit at the bottom of the order, but a 3.56. Christian Yelich with the handedness advantage, 3.12. Lars Nootbaar. Who else we like? Let's try and keep it to the main slate. That's all the late slate there. Ty France, Buxton's lower than a 2. Soderstrom getting a 3.36. Bad bad park to hit in, but like, yeah, that's not bad for a dude who's got big time pop. Man, Vinny P getting a 4.39. Severino has been fine. He's obviously better on the road. Not a great park for home runs. Berger with a 2.88. Not the handedness advantage. Dude, Seager, it's not a good price tag, but it's okay for Seager. Nah. Olsen, man, 1.65 for Olsen. He's like for sure the favorite to homer on this slate, huh? Nez said he liked Mets. Let's do Lindor. Lindor getting a 3.13 with the handedness advantage. Nez likes Mets. Profit boost, only available for golf. We got another 3 hours to use that one. Let's do it. Royce Lewis hitting 5th today. I mean, Logan O'Hoppe might have gone nice in this one. Or Baltimore. Let's go back up. All right, let's take a look here. Does Baltimore have a lefty that we like to go with Logan O'Hoppe here? Gunner's getting a 2.11. O'Hearn's getting this 3.66. Dude, Joe Adell's been so effing good right now. And we're getting a 3.9. Let's do this. All right, there's 2 home run ones to end it off. O'Hearn and Joe Adell, good hitting conditions in that park. And then Royce Lewis busts out versus a lefty. Those are fun. Those are a lot of fun. All right, Nick is totally redeemed himself. Great show, better sneakers. Have a good weekend, big dog. You too as well, my friend. Much love to you guys. Please and thank you if you hit the like, subscribe, notification on your way out the door. Everybody's favorite time of the show. Get your Mr. Good Boys in the chat right there. Everybody's favorite time of the show, the end. Peace. Love you guys.